Hello friends, Jenkins here, and this is DHL Pro Tips. Dota 2 is a game that is famous for not only having an elitist community, but also for being one of the least casual games that exists to date. So it's no surprise that people take their ranked matchmaking, also known as MMR, extremely seriously. In Dota, there are 8 badges, representing different skilled MMR brackets. The average Dota player is between Archon and Legend, but most players have a goal of achieving Divine or even Immortal rank, which is so high rank that you actually start getting ranked by your position on the leaderboard. To improve and rank up quickly, studying pro replays is just about the best thing that you can do. One of the best resources to use where you can find pro pub replays is Dota2ProTracker.com. It's really important to see what pros are doing in pubs on your favorite hero rather than in their pro matches on your favorite hero, because the domain of MMR is the domain of pubs, a place that is much more chaotic than competitive matches. When watching a replay, pay close attention to each item that the pro player buys and how their playstyle changes once they have those items. When it comes to the micros, such as how the pro mechanically presses their buttons in a fight, you can pay a bit of attention to this, but don't hyper-focus on it, because it's mostly just muscle memory, which isn't very helpful to study. What's most important in a replay is where and how the player plays on the map at each stage of the game, usually determined by their items and levels. For instance, when pros play Sand King, often the first stage of the game is pretty typical laning, but more on the defensive side because he's a really weak early game hero. Then there hits a point with some levels where the pro will actually start using spells on enemies and being more aggressive because Sand King's good once he's level 4 or level 5. After that, the pro will start cutting the creep wave and dragging it to camps to double their farm, using Sandstorm to clear massive waves of creeps. Then comes the phase of the game where that strat becomes straight up dangerous, and so the pro will start defending towers with Sandstorm instead. Finally, the pro will eventually pick up a Blink Dagger because you get a lot of farm doing these strategies, and instead of playing defensive at that point, they'll often run around with their team looking to fight non-stop with Epicenter plus Burrow because it's devastating in team fights. After that, the rest of the game is just fighting, and every single hero in Dota can be broken down into stages like this. And once you figure out what the stages are for your favorite hero, you will legit be playing at 80% of the capacity of pro players. The rest is pretty simple. Spam the hero and figure out how to optimize each phase, which will gain you the next 20% in terms of hero skill.